So here I'm going to introduce the floor function, and we're just going to graph the floor function and talk about some of the properties of it. So the floor function is denoted by f of x and then this lower bracket x. Okay, it's kind of weird if you've never seen it before. And so basically the idea here is it's the greatest integer function. Okay, so basically, like, if you don't have a whole integer, then it stays down at the level right before that integer. All right, so the way it works is it kind of makes like a step up, just like this, and it continues that pattern. And so then you just take that pattern and you transpose it downward in both directions like this. So it gets its name because it almost looks like a staircase. So it's the greatest integer function, also known as the step function. Okay? And so the way I like to think about it, all right, in the formal definition is that greatest integer function x returns the largest integer less than or equal to the input value x. Now, I like to think about it like this because it's kind of a weird idea. Okay, so say I have 2.1, right? The greatest integer less than or equal to the input x. So the greatest integer less than or equal to 2.1 is equal to 2. Okay, it's equal to 2. That's the greatest integer less than or equal to 2.1. Now, the way I think about this is I think about it in terms of money. Okay, so say you're going to go to like a Coke machine, all right? And this Coke machine, like say it takes $1 to buy a Dr. Pepper or a Sprite or whatever, right? So, and you've got in your pocket 25 cents. Can you go in there and buy a soda? No, you can't. You only have 25 cents. It costs at least $1 to get a Coke, right? So, your greatest integer function for 25 cents, 0.25, will return 0 Cokes for you because you can't buy any Cokes with 25 cents. It costs $1. But say instead you have $1.25. If you have $1.25, how many Cokes can you buy? You can buy exactly 1 Coke and you'll have 25 cents left over. Does that make sense? So if you had $5.99, guess how many Cokes you could buy in that machine? You could only buy 5 Cokes and you'd have 99 cents left over because you need a whole dollar to get to that 6th Coke, okay? So that's the idea there. It's no matter what your input is in here, it will always spit out 2 until you finally reach 3, and then it takes a jump up to the next level, and then it will always spit out 3 until it takes the next jump to the higher level. Okay? So I just think of it kind of like a Coke machine. So if I have $7.9, okay, how many Cokes can I buy with that? If each Coke is $1, I can only buy 7. Okay? So it's a rounding machine that always rounds down to the integer less than or equal to that number that is put in. Now pi is like roughly 3.14. So what is this going to be? This is going to round down to 3. Okay? And then this is where it kind of gets weird, but you just continue the pattern. Okay? You think about a number line. You got 0. You got -1, you got -2, you got 1, you got 2, right? It's the integer that's less than or equal to that value. So -1.2, what's the integer less than or equal to that value? That's -2. That's the next integer. And you think about it right here, if I fall in, if it comes down, you'll be here down at -2. Okay? So that's the idea, what's going on there. It's the integer less than or equal to that value. Now, let's take a limit. So the limit as x approaches 4 from the left. Okay, so here's 4. Now coming in from the left, it looks like we're always going to be on this 3 level. Okay, so that's 3, good. And then x approaches 4 from the right. Well, 4 from the right looks like we're coming in this way at 4. Okay. So that limit is 4. So what does that tell me? If the left-hand limit is 3 and the right-hand limit is 4, then that tells me that the limit as x goes to 4 does not exist. Okay? This thing is really behaving not nice around 4. At around 4, and as a matter of fact, any integer value, the way this is defined, we're going to have some situation going on here. It's going to be a jump. So if I plug in 4, what does that equal? Well, if I plug in 4, if I have $4, I can buy exactly 4 Cokes. Okay? All right, guys. Hopefully this video helps you understand more the idea of the greatest integer function, why it has the name the step function or the floor function. Okay, so it's kind of a weird symbol, right? So that the bottom doesn't connect there. It's just, you know, it's a little bit of a weird symbol, but that's the floor function. That's the idea that, you know, you think about it in terms of like a Coke machine, okay? If you don't have enough money to buy that Coke, then there's no, you know, begging or pleading. You're just not going to get that Coke, right? So same thing, if you only have $2.10, you're only going to get 2 Cokes. All right, guys, good luck.